sneaky vlog. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be vlogging here, but it's March 4th, and we are at a Shell oil field northeast of Peace River. So yeah, I'm not allowed to leave the truck though, because only one person's allowed to be unloading. So I am hanging out inside. Yeah, it's a Shell oil field. It's pretty cool. So Steven, you can start. Where are we? What's going on?
We are somewhere in Alberta, north of,
We're in Claremont, Alberta,
yeah.
which is basically like basically it's Grand Prairie, but they call it Claremont for some reason. I think it's just like the business district, to be honest.
I don't think so. We're in a different town.
No, because they don't have any,
yeah,
like,
Boston Pizza won't deliver here. It's a different postal code.
Yeah, but I think it's like a business district for the fact that, like, there's no food really here. There's no houses here. Like, if you look at a map, it's all businesses.
Yeah, it just happens to be that way. Happens. I drive through towns like that.
That aren't actually towns. They don't actually have people that live there. They just people work in that town.
Yep, it's still town. It's separate.
Anyways, so we're in Claremont, Alberta, which is basically Grand Prairie, Alberta, and we are on a reset. What's gone on since last time, Steven?
So we delivered in Grand Prairie, the cell towers, and then we came here and we were gonna figure out what's going on, and nothing is going on. We just started a reset. We had a nice date night last night, kind of. We had wings, and I know you should have nachos. You took lots of pictures.
Yeah.
Had a couple of beer. That was really nice because it's been a long week of unloading, loading, and doing stuff for free and all that kind of stuff. So we did that, and
not only that, but it's been a long 2 weeks of like things breaking down and having to go places to fix things, and
yep,
it's just been 2 weeks of stupidity.
So we had a nice dinner and drinks. Then we slept 11 hours this morning because we were so tired.
Mild coma?
Mm-hmm. And then we used the washroom.
Ooh,
bought
that.
Bought a few things.
Ooh, big spenders we are.
Came back here, watched a movie, made some popcorn, and now I'm editing videos because we're taking a break. And then who knows what the night will hold. So far, we don't really have a plan. We're kind of arguing back and forth on what we're going to do.
This place is boring. There's no Wi-Fi. They don't have a lot to, like, choose for food inside and stuff.
Showers are $10 a piece, and you only get 45 minutes of the time. So if you run out of time, then that's too bad. Whatever you have left to do, you have to either go outside and pay for more time, or use the sink to kind of finish whatever you're doing.
Can you imagine that?
Really suck.
Someone knocking on the door. Oh, your time's up. I'm naked and I have shampoo in my hair.
That's not even to say that it's someone coming to tell you you're 45 minutes. It's to say that it's not an electronic timer that just turns it off.
That's stupid.
So yeah, that's what we're up to so far. We're still trying to figure out what's going on because we don't know what's going on. We just talked to dispatch and they're gonna bring us home. So we'll be home for a couple days to have my birthday and Leslie's birthday together and see family, because I haven't seen my parents and stuff since like before Christmas. So
yeah. I think that's basically it.
Until later.
Dance party! Woo woo!
Well, I guess I should start off with how my injury happened, or my accident. I was loading up a couple of containers, and I put a couple of chains on either end of it because it's two containers, so it needs two in the front and two in the rear of each of them, and then about 4 straps on them just to make sure it's secure. And on the first, I chained down the first and the second container fine. I threw some straps over. It was a windy day, so it was a little bit frustrating, but I ended up getting them all over one way or another. Then I went around, tightened them down, then I always go back and double check them, just because you tighten a few of them down, maybe one side gets tighter, the other side gets loose, and so I go back and forth and double check them all to make sure that they're all nice and tight. And I'd gotten to basically almost the last strap on that container before starting the next one. and I guess, I mean, it had been snowy and gross from where we were before, a little bit rainy, so there's some sand probably on some of the gears, but I never had a problem loading with tightening down the chain or the straps the way they were before, like that, when they're a little bit dirty. So I just tightened it down, and just as I was about to, I already put my body weight into it basically the first time. It just wasn't enough to make it tight enough to my standards, so I went to go pull the bar out, but just as I was pulling the bar and I let the tension go off, like, out of my hands in the bar, the lock that holds down the ratchet slipped, and then the bar came swinging back at me with basically whatever force I'd put into it, and whacked me in the right part of my jaw. Luckily not knocking any teeth out or anything, but it hurt at the time. And I was mostly worried about my teeth and just having it chipped or cracked or not being able to, have to getting some dental work done. But I used my tongue, and they were all there and they were all fine. It hurt a lot, and I didn't realize I was quite bleeding at the time. So Leslie opens the door because she had heard me scream, and I go up the steps to the truck, and she goes, oh she asked me if I'm fine, and finally I pop my head up and I look, and I'm not fine, and she's like, oh my God, Steven, you're not fine, you're bleeding. And then I put my hand to my chin where it had struck me, and there was blood all over my hands, and I looked down and it was dripping down onto the steps of the truck that I'd stepped up onto, and that's when I started to freak out, and I think it kind of got worse from there, just for the fact that I was starting to freak out now, and it's dripping out, and it's that profuse, and I haven't had that kind of blood come out of me, and I don't think ever, actually, to be honest. And so we started running towards the shop where they were working. It's a construction place, so they're working on their own stuff there, and we started running, and that didn't really help it either, because now I'm losing blood, I'm a little bit scared, and I'm a little bit lightheaded, and now I'm running, and my heartbeat is racing, so it's pushing out maybe a little bit more blood than needs to. And I get there, they take a few pictures, they call 911, and I get to the hospital, and at the end of it all, there's no problems. I lucked out with just basically 3 stitches and no broken bones, but I still got a little bit of a sore jaw. But that's not too bad, considering the worst possible case that could have happened. There's a million other things that could have happened. I listened to a show called The Jason Ellis Show, and lately anyways, he's always been saying how short life is and how many things can change in a moment. You could die, 2 seconds from now, 10 minutes from now, maybe a day from now, but at the end of it all, you've got to really, value what's going on in your life, and if you don't like something about it, then do something about it. Change it. Figure out a way to do something better or do something different. See someone, let someone know you care for them. Do all these things that you never know, because it's just tomorrow. You never know what kind of things could spring up at you, and then you don't have a chance to say any of these things. So it really made me really look at a few things differently, and things that I might want to do, and I definitely would like to try and do some things. And I definitely saw my friends when I came back, and just give them a big hug, because it was nice to see how much they care for me, and I got to make sure I'm there for them too, and let them know that I'm here, and I'm alive, and everyone else was like, I'm glad you're alive. So yeah, it definitely just it shook me up, to be quite honest, like shook my head. And it just kind of sucks that it was a couple days before my birthday, but I mean, it's better me being here and home and in a little bit of pain, rather than being up in the hospital recovering from surgery, or worse, not having a jaw for a little while and having it wired shut or something. I had lots of people who have told me, who have other friends that are truckers, who have worse things happen, where they've had much worse things with their jaws and their eyes and other parts of their bodies that have got caught in the crossfire of these things springing back up at them. So I'm just really happy that it really worked out in my favor this time, and I might not get so lucky next time, but hopefully there isn't a next time. That's basically the plan, is to not let it happen again, to put myself in a position where I'm not in the harm's way in case anything does spring up on me. So yeah, I'm here now, and it's not going to happen again, and I'm just happy that everyone was here for me, and that's the way things went.